and welcome to our new video series, Climate Farmers, right here in Sonoma County. So back in 2019, Sonoma County proudly announced that we were the most sustainable wine region in the world. And now we're continuing our leadership by bringing you an entire pilot with local growers focused on climate-friendly farming practices. And we partnered with the California Land Stewardship Institute on the first ever for agriculture climate adaptation certification. This is a great exhaustive program that works with our local farmers, goes to their ranches and completes a custom farm plan that helps them do their best job in lowering greenhouse gas emissions and sequestering carbon, two of the key things in helping create a healthier planet for all of us. So we partnered with them, and we have 20 vineyard sites that are working through this pilot program with Laurel and her team at the California Land Stewardship Institute. When we talk about climate change, we realize that's a huge global crisis. But what we believe here in Sonoma County in our own backyard is that agriculture can play a huge role in being part of the solution. So today we're here at the Sunnyview Ranch. It's part of the Dutton Ranch family of vineyards. And even more importantly than being part of the Dutton Ranch family of vineyards, it's the home vineyard to the Sonoma County Winegrowers office. So our team literally gets to work every day in this beautiful vineyard. And what's really cool is that the California Department of Food and Agriculture gave a grant to Laurel and her team at the California Land Stewardship Institute to make our home office site, this vineyard, a demo site. So we're able to take the practices here and educate growers around Sonoma County and beyond about how they can be better climate-friendly farmers. So I'm excited that we get to learn more from the experts about exactly how we can do that in our local vineyards here in Sonoma County. So let's get started.
My family's been farming grapes in Sonoma County for 57 years. We have a big commitment to sustainability and climate change. We farm 1,400 acres of certified sustainable wine grapes and 200 acres of organic apples. I want to introduce you to Jeff Carlton, our longtime employee here and vineyard manager.
Here at our Sunnyview Vineyard, we've partnered with the California Land Stewardship Institute. At this vineyard, we are experimenting in 2 blocks with a reduced tillage and a full tillage that we normally practice. In the other block, we are doing what we call alternate tillage, where we disc one row and strictly mow the other row, keeping the grasses in place to help sequester carbon, and then also have the tilled row, which will help preserve soil moisture. We are also planting hedgerows around the edges of the vineyard, native species, trees, shrubs, and everything that will also help sequester carbon in the vineyard. This year we're getting into a bit of a drought. What we try to do every year is work with Mother Nature and whatever she gives us, and this year we're going with more tillage to preserve soil moisture, but also in our experimental block here we're going with alternate tillage to see what kind of results we get at the end of this season, to see where we can best sequester carbon and do the best farming practices that we have to help the climate.
For us here at Dutton Ranch, this is a really important program because it allows us to change practices from vineyard to vineyard, depending on what we're doing and what we're seeing happening at each vineyard and in each different year. There's never one size fits all. So our commitment is big. We're hoping to be able to take this, what we're learning here at this vineyard, to all of our ranches across the 1,400 acres that we farm here in Sonoma County.
Hi, I'm Laurel Marcus with the California Land Stewardship Institute. We're a small nonprofit that works with private landowners, primarily farmers and ranchers, to improve their practices in order to improve environmental conditions. We're focusing today on tillage. Something that's very important to understand is that soil is a major sink for carbon to be stored in. There's all sorts of different microbes in the soil that act to break down organic matter, leaves, twigs, all those different types of materials, and turn it into carbon and sequester it inside soil aggregates. So this is a soil aggregate. It's basically a clump of soil. As you can see behind me, this is a vineyard that has had cover crops seeded. We are working with Dutton Ranches, and they have seeded organic maximizer crop. And what this does is it produces a lot of grass, and that grass is soil organic matter eventually that can be sequestered into these soil aggregates by the microbes. Now, the experiment we're doing, we'll leave this block with full tillage, which is the traditional practice here, and a traditional practice on a lot of farms, and we'll have this block over here as every other row tillage. We're doing this because we believe that this transition from full tillage to partial tillage is the easiest transition for most farmers to make, and they'll be able to continue to produce a crop in an economic manner while sequestering carbon in more of their soils. As part of their carbon adaptation plan, which we work with them, We do these very detailed analyses of soil processes using a complex model called Comet Farm so that we can quantify how much carbon is going to get sequestered and what the greenhouse gas emissions are from the use of equipment. And therefore, we can figure out how best to balance what the farmer needs along with sequestering the carbon, which mitigates primarily for the use of cars by other people. As part of our demonstration project here, which has been funded by the California Department of Food and Agriculture, we're going to be looking at the water use and soil moisture. We monitor that with a number of different probes. We're also going to be keeping track of the cost of the two different practices so that other farmers who might be interested in making this change can look at the economics of it and ultimately the production of grapes. Because of course the main purpose of farming is to produce a crop, the additional benefit is that we can sequester carbon in the soil. So we're looking forward to working with the growers in Sonoma County for the next several years, getting these plans completed and implemented.
It was great to hear from Steve, Jeff, and Laurel how they're being part of the climate solution, but you can do your part too at home. I don't know if you know this, a little fact, but about 17% of an average household's water use comes from showering. Okay, I'm not saying don't shower, but there are ways to conserve water. You can consider getting a low-flow water shower head, or you can also take shorter showers. You might even want to set your timer on your smartphone in and out in less than 5 minutes. That way you're doing your part too. Here in Sonoma County, we're going to do our part to be part of the climate solution, and we invite all of you at home to join us in this climate movement.